alaikum, dear viewers, and welcome to our Learn Arabic show. Right, so in the previous session, we had been discussing about al-huruful jazima, and we said that they come before two verbs, and whenever they appear before two verbs, the last letter of the verb will carry a sukoon. And of course, we looked at conditional sentences where you had the shart and the jaza of the sentence, and we looked at different cases regarding those sentences. Now our topic for today will be a bit similar to the last time's topic in regards to the ruling with the verbs, and it's al-asma'u shartiya. So today we'll be looking at al-asma'u shartiya. Okay, so asma'u shartiya, these are conditional nouns, okay? Conditional nouns. Okay, so these nouns, okay, usually the ruling for these nouns is they govern two present tense verbs, okay? So they govern two present tense verbs. And what is the effect on the present tense verbs in the sentence? Just similar. It is as similar as the ruling of al-huruful jazima that we discussed. The two verbs, present tense converted into future tense, and they will carry jazm at the end. Same applies to this one. They govern two present tense verbs, and the present tense verb will carry a sukoon at the end, okay? But do not confuse the huruful jazima with the asma'u shartiya, because this is conditional noun. Those are not nouns, they're just particles which affect the verb in the same way as this conditional noun will affect the verb. Okay, so and they appear before two sentences. Appear before two sentences. When I say two sentences and when we are discussing something that's conditional sentence, you know what I mean. I'm talking about shart from our previous session, and I'm talking about the second sentence, that is the jaza. Right? So these nouns usually appear before the shart and before the jaza. Similar to one of the particles in harfu jazima, for example, in. We had discussed about in, and for example, if I say something like in tajlis, ajlis, meaning if you sit, I will sit. So it comes before both sentences, before the shart, before the jaza, similar with conditional nouns, okay? So there are a couple of nouns in the conditional nouns. I'll be listing them down for you, and we will be constructing sentences using these nouns. So the first noun we have here is man. Man means who, okay, or whoever. Okay, so if I can say the sentence man yukrimni akrimhu, okay? Man yukrimni akrimhu. Okay, it means whoever treats me hospitably, I will treat him hospitably. Man yukrimni akrimhu. So what is the verb of the sentence? The verb is yukrimni. And what is the effect on this verb? The effect on this verb is that the last letter has carried a sukoon on top, right? Why has it carried a sukoon on top? Because it has been preceded by asma'u shartiya. What is the asma'u shartiya? Man. Okay, so whoever treats me hospitably, I will treat him hospitably. Again, you notice the present tense has been converted itself into future. Then we have the next one, ma. Ma means what or whatever. Okay, and the sentence we have ma ta'akul akul. Okay, so ma ta'akul akul. Okay, whatever you eat, I will eat. How many verbs? 2 verbs. What are the verbs? Ta'akul, akul. What is the effect on the verb? Jazm, sukoon. Where the sukoon? At the end of the word. Sukoon there, sukoon there. Why sukoon? Because preceded by asma'u shartiya. What is my asma'u shartiya? My asma'u shartiya is ma. So, and this translation, is it past tense, present tense, future? The translation has converted itself automatically from present to future. Ma ta'akul, akul. Whatever you eat, I will eat. Okay? So these are the first 2 nouns. We have man, we have ma. We'll be looking at other nouns. And of course, constructing sentences. So once you know the ruling, it's very easy for you to converse with people. So now you know conditional sentences, right? So the third noun we have here is mahma. Okay? So we have mahma. Mahma means however much. Okay? However much. Okay? So مهما تنفق في الخير ينفعك. Okay? مهما تنفق في الخير مهما تنفق في الخير. Okay, here will I say في الخير, في الخير, في الخير? If you remember the ruling, it's going to be في الخير. Why خيري? Because if you remember في, it's been preceded by في. What is في? في is حرف الجر. You should be remembering these small details. ينفعك في الخير ينفعك. Okay? Meaning that whatever you spend in the way of good, it will benefit you. مهما تنفق في خير ينفعك. What is my verb? My verb is تنفق. تنفق means whatever you spend. Okay? And what has happened to my verb here? My verb here has carried a sukoon. Why has it carried a sukoon? Again, you notice it has been preceded by a conditional noun that is mahma. Mahma meaning however much. So however much you spend in good, yanfa'aka, it will benefit you. Okay? Then of course our next conditional noun we have here is mata. Mata meaning when. Okay, so I can say mata tadhhab, adhhab. متى تذهب؟ أذهب. Okay, meaning whenever you go, I will go. Okay, now you will tell me, but mata, we have learned it, to ask someone something like, when will you come back? When are you going? Okay, mata tadhhabina, where are you, female, singular, going? Okay, or mata tadhhab, when are you going? Okay, So of course, but here it's used in sentences. Of course, it can be used as interrogation, but it can also be used in conditional sentences. So متى تذهب أذهب. What are my two verbs? تذهب أذهب. What is the effect on the verb? Sukun at the end, sukun at the end. What is the effect on the translation? The effect on the translation, it translates itself from present to future. Whenever you go, I will go. What is my asma'u shartiya? My asma'u shartiya is mata. Okay? Then we have ayyana. Ayyana means when. Okay? So ayyana tusafir, usafir. Okay? أيانا تسافر أسافر. You know, in Swahili we say usafiri, you know, to travel. Okay, so أيانا تسافر. Okay, whenever you travel, أسافر, I will travel. What are my verbs? تسافر, usafir. Okay, what is the effect on the verb? Sukun, sukun. What is the effect on the translation? Changes itself from present to future. My asma'u shartiya, ayyana. You notice one thing, one mistake to avoid making. All the asma'u shartiya, they appear before both the jaza and the shart. Like mahma in the beginning. Mata in the beginning, before the shart, before the jaza. The same thing, before the shart, before the jaza. Ayyana, same thing, before the shart, before the jaza. All of these appear at the beginning. But in the case of the harful jazima, only and only in, the only harful jazima, only that appears before the shart and before the jaza. However, other particles in the harful jazima, like we had illa, lamma, lam, they can appear in the middle depending on the context of the sentence. However, when it comes to conditional nouns, they always appear at the beginning. Alright, we still have 5 more to go. So I'll just erase this off. Finish off with the 10 nouns. Okay, so the 6th one we have here is aina. Aina means when, whenever. Okay, so the sentence we have here, أين تذهب؟ أذهب. Okay. أين تذهب؟ أذهب. Meaning whenever you go, I will go. Again, same thing. Present tense, sukun at the end, of course, and it will be translated into future. Next we have is anna. Okay, anna means where, again. So my sentence, anna tanzil, anzil. Okay, anna tanzil, anzil. Meaning what? Meaning wherever you stay, I will stay. Anna tanzil, anzil. Sukun at the end, sukun at the end. Okay, and of course my asma'u shartiya comes before the shart. This is my shart, this is my jaza. Condition, result. Condition is when wherever you stay, that is the condition, not wherever someone else stays. Wherever you stay, that is the condition. I will stay, anzil. Okay. Okay, then next we have is haythuma. Haythuma. Haythuma meaning where again. Okay, so haythuma tusafir, usafir. حيثما تسافر أسافر. Okay, meaning wherever you travel, I will travel. أسافر, سفيري, we say أسافري. Okay, حيثما تسافر أسافر. Wherever you travel, I will travel. Okay, now two last examples and we sum up our class for today. So we have aina, when, whenever, anna, where, haythuma, where. Again, you can also make your own sentences. Don't just limit yourself to the examples I'm giving you, and you can also converse. So that's how you get language on the tip of your tongue, not just by writing, but making up your own examples, conversing as well. Even if you sound funny when you converse in the middle, it doesn't matter. That's how we all start, right? So then we have kayfama. That's how you build up your confidence. Okay, so kayfama meaning how, okay? Or what manner. Okay, kayfama. Okay, so kayfama taq'ud, aq'ud. Okay? كيفما تقعد أقعد. In namaz, we say بحول الله وقوته أقوم وأقعد. I stand and I sit. وأقعد. Okay, so كيفما تقعد, however you sit, أقعد, I will sit. Okay, so here present tense, sukoon at the end, asma'u shartiya at the beginning, my shart, my jaza, right? So finally, the last one we have here is ayyu. Ayyu meaning any of the above. Okay, anywhere, whichever. Okay, whichever, or you can say whichever. Okay, so أي مكان تذهب أذهب. Okay, أي مكان تذهب أذهب. Meaning whichever place you go, I will go. أي مكان تذهب أذهب. Okay, so these were the conditional nouns that we talked about Now you can just jot this down because there are some important points that I want to note. Okay, so we have kaifama, how, in what manner. If you want to explain the hal, remember we were discussing about hal, if I'm not mistaken, the how you do something, the manner. Okay, ayu, whichever. Okay, again here the present tense, you notice carries sukun at the end, of course, and translated from present into future. Right, so now we'll be having important notes from this topic. Okay, so just one important note. In, remember we were discussing about in. So in, and we also have idma. In and idma. Okay, like I was saying, they are only what you call particles, okay? They are only particles. They are not asma'u shartiya. You can call them adawatu shartiya, okay? Particles of conditional, and they do the same job as the asma'u shartiya, okay? But they are not nouns. They are not nouns, okay? And similar effect on present tense, similar to asma'u shartiya, but collectively called they're collectively called adawatu shart. Okay, the particles. So they're called adawatu shart. Okay, so for example, in tadhhab, adhhab. Okay, if you go, I will go. Okay, and idma, for example. For idma, idma taf'al sharran. Okay, idma taf'al what? تفعل شرا. إذ ما تفعل شرا تندم. Okay, إذ ما تفعل شرا, meaning when you do evil, okay, or if you do evil. إذ ما تفعل شرا, if you do evil, تندم, you will regret. So what are the verbs? تفعل, if you do, and if you do what? Evil. تندم, you will regret. So this is my verb, again here ending with sukun, again here ending with sukun, and again you notice my adawat al-shart is at the beginning, not at the middle. Okay, so my adawat al-shart here again, it comes before condition and it comes before the result, and that is my adawat al-shart. It is not asma'u shart, but it is adawat al-shart, that is particle, so it cannot be called a noun. So we call it a day. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Thanks for listening and have a nice day. And of course, don't forget to tune in on our next session. We'll be having a surprise item. Khuda Hafiz.